What's up, guys? Judge B back again for the Steven Bomb, episode 4. We need to talk. Now, hold on. I know when you hear that name, you get a little, the name of the title, you get a little nervous because whenever you hear the words, we need to talk, it's never a good thing. But this time, it's a good thing. Trust me, it's awesome. So, we get to start off with Steven, Connie, and Greg hanging out together. Like, it's nice to see just the regular people hanging out and talking. They're sorting out records. And Connie says she doesn't really listen to a lot of music because her family's really strict, you know, all that jazz. So Greg puts on a few of his records and Steven and Connie start dancing. And apparently every time Steven and Connie dance and they have the little blushing moment with each other, Stevani comes back. Yes, Stevani fuses. It's like, oh! They look and see Greg and they're like, oh. And they eventually defuse like, oh my god, I'm sorry. It's like, you guys can fuse? That's amazing. How? And Connie freaks out. It's like, wait, no. I'm sorry. Don't tell my parents. They don't know I do magic things. Don't tell my parents. Like, whoa, hold on, girl. Chill out. It's okay. I'm probably the only person you can talk to about this type of stuff. It's totally fine. And we get a backstory about Greg and the Crystal Gems when they first started out. And it starts off with them trying to make a music video because that's what Greg does. I have to say, we have this new song called What Can I Do For You? And it's pretty much is Greg and Rose speaking to each other like, what can I do for you that no one else can do? Like, what makes them a couple? Now, of course, Greg is seeing it as a real serious song, but from what I'm guessing, Rose does it because we'll get to that in a second. So they start singing it, and I gotta say, Rose has a lot of sexuality, if you will, for a cartoon character. And they're singing, and she's really showing off her singing voice, which is really, really great. And Greg starts going into his epic guitar solo, and then we get Pearl. I swear, like, this week, it's all about we hate Pearl. Because Pearl is over to the side hating really hard. I mean, she is hating. She's looking at this like, whatever. And eventually she thinks, I know what I can do. Walks up to Rose, whispers in her ear, and then while Greg is soloing, Rose and Pearl fuse. Like, oh my god, people, stop fusing. I can't handle all this. We get introduced to this brand new fusion called Rainbow Quartz. And while we don't get to see anything amazing with this character, because it was more for the video, like when they defuse, Rose like, yeah, Pearl thought it'd be really, really great that we fuse for your video. And Pearl's over to the side, grabs the microphone, and literally drops it. Because apparently, she wants to show Greg, like, hey, you can do all you want, but Rose is with me. It was like, oh my god. They didn't just announce that Pearl and Rose were doing something. Either they were or they weren't. Just tell me. Just tell me if Pearl is either crazy or there was something there. I need to know. And Rose has to go off and do something, so she leaves them. And then we get left alone with Greg and Pearl. This hater is hating so hard. It's like, you know you're just a phase, right? No, Pearl, I didn't know. Tell me about it. Apparently, this isn't the first time Pearl has hated on Greg. And so, like, you know, you can't be with Rose like I can because you can't fuse. Fusion is the pureness of gems coming together. And you're just a human. You can't do it, Mr. Universe. I hate Pearl so much this week. First, she's batshit crazy trying to kill people. Ugh. God, she is getting really annoying. But I'm moving past that. And you start noticing throughout the episode that Rose, while she seems to be really in love with Greg, she never calls him by his name. She keeps calling him Mr. Universe. But they're kissing, they're hugging, they're embracing each other and showing a lot of feelings for each other, but she just keeps calling him Mr. Universe. It's like, So Greg even asks, like, hey, well, can humans fuse with gems? Do you know? He's like, Pearl goes, I don't know. Well, then I'm going to do it. Watch. Drop the mic. What? And then Greg freaks out like, wait a second, these things are expensive. I shouldn't be dropping this stuff. So with the video recorded, he starts trying to imitate Rose's dance. It's like, okay, maybe I can, crap. And Amethyst and Garnet come upon him, and it's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm trying to learn how to fuse. And Amethyst tells him, like, you can't fuse, you're human. And Garnet literally explains it in full detail how to fuse. You need to have a gem as a core, turn your body into light, and to trust that light with someone else. That sounds like a lot like love once again. Going back to the previous episode. It was right here. And so she pretty much sounds like it's not possible because you're a human. That's what Amethyst keeps telling us. And she says, Amethyst, time for privacy, go away. And she throws a stick. She literally throws the stick into the ocean, and Amethyst as a little dog, he just gets run off. Cute. Cute, tiny Amethyst is cute. That's all I'm saying. And Garnet sits down with Greg, like, listen, fusion isn't about all that. You need to dance like you. You need to be you. You need to be able to share your feelings with her and fuse your own way. Trust me. I know. And she shows him the 3 eyes, and he doesn't freak out. So, then the next scene is Greg, like, getting ready, getting the suit ready, like, okay, I got this. And Rose comes up to him and say, what's all this, Mr. Universe? Once again, not calling him by his name. And he doesn't say nothing. It's real smooth. Rico Suave up in this, like, what's up? Grabs her by her hands and starts dancing. It's like, what's going on? All right, let's do this. And they part a little bit, and all of a sudden, Smooth, once again, presses down, and the entire area where they're dancing lights up pink. And he starts dancing with her real good. Except up to 3 steps to where he's now face to face with her. Because you gotta remember, Rose is huge. Like, this is Rose, this is Greg. Like, yeah, I like that. That's Rose, that's Greg. That's how tall they are. And like, so he steps up like 3 steps, gets to her, and like, bam. And we get a scene, and we see Rose like, with stars in her eyes, like, oh. But Greg goes like, what? We didn't fuse. And all of a sudden, this romantic scene turns really upside down because she just starts laughing in his face. Like, fuse? You can't fuse. You're just a human. And it's like, yeah, no, it's a problem. I'm trying to do this. Like, that's all I am. It's like, aw, but I love humans. You're great. You're funny. It's like, in the heartstrings. And it says, like, what? I don't know what there is for us. How do we do this? And she just keeps laughing at him. And then he just loses it. Just goes, will you talk to me like a real person, please? Dead quiet. I'm not a real person. And they're coming to the realization that they don't know anything about each other. They've been going out for months, apparently. But he doesn't know anything about Rose. To the point to where he's even figuring out that, you know, you're an alien. We don't know anything about each other. And he actually starts, like, sobbing, crying, but, like, smiling. And freaks out Rose, like, wait, why are you laughing? Why are you crying? What's going on here? It's a scene to where, how to put this? Anybody who's ever been in a relationship, you know, there's that honeymoon phase. To where, you know, oh, it's I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Be with you. But then, after a while, that phase goes away, and you start thinking about the future. And that's what Greg was doing. It's like, wait, how's this going to work between us? Because he pretty much shows, like, I do love you, so I want to know what's going on. What do we do? And Rose straight up say, like, I don't know how to do this. And he eventually just says, how about we just talk? They have the conversation that all couples have. All long-term couples have. Which is pretty much, who are you? What can I do for you? What can I do for you? And Eve asks, like, have you ever been in love before? It's like, how would I know? And he starts like, it's torture. And then we have that moment where Rose actually says his name, like, straight up, like, Greg, is this torture for you? And he says yes, and she freaks out even more. It's like, no, it's a good torture. And even she's like, wait, torture's good? I don't understand. I'm confused. What's going on? And they say, this is what we have in common. We're confused. So let's start off from there. Let's be a real couple. And while this is all going on, Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl are all looking from the side, and there's Pearl hating. Why are they still together? It didn't work. Garnet all smooth. It did work in its own way. And Amethyst says, like, I think this is my favorite one. Which also shows, too, that Rose has actually had relationships in the past with humans, but this is probably the very first one that got serious. So, not saying that Greg wasn't special because, you know, apparently Rose had relationships in the past, but because this is the one that made Rose want to settle down, apparently. So, kudos to Greg. And Pearl hating ass, I think he's her favorite, too. Oh, God, I cannot stand Pearl right now. Pearl was getting on my everlasting nerves. But anyway, once again, this is a very serious episode. No! Sit. Down. Sorry about that. My dog's about to come in, and I have expensive equipment up, so I don't want to get stuff broken. So once again, this is a very serious episode dealing with relationships because last episode, Keeping It Together, was about, you know, consent and true love choosing to be together. This one, once again, is about true love being together and having a serious relationship because that honeymoon phase is really, really great to where you think you're really, really happy. But eventually that phase goes away and you have to think, what are we doing? What is this? And they had that conversation. And of course, we know how that all ends up to Steven. Steven is the product of that conversation that they had. And so we go back to the present and like Steven's all like, "Aw, story time is fun." And they pretty much find out that, you know, no, we never fused, but we talked and that was even better. And he tells Connie, like, listen, I'm the only human being out there that can help you. So if anytime you talk to somebody, I'm right here for you. Human beings. And then we have a moment with Steven like grabbing at something like, yeah, human beings. So you get a little bit more of the conflict that Steven has because he's not human and he's not a crystal gem. He's somewhere in between. And this journey he's going to have is going to be really amazing to find out. It's really good to see that Steven understands that he's not just human and he's not just a crystal gem. He's somewhere in between. And he's going to have to figure out his way through that and figure out more about his mother. So I hope they do a lot of stuff with it because, like I said, this is a not action-packed episode, but enough of an episode to show off backstory and pull you in more. But once again, I swear, the theme of this week is not only deep choices, but Pearl is a straight-up I didn't mean to say that, so I'm just not going to say it. Well, that's episode 4 of the Steven Bomb! And next one's supposed to be a really lighthearted episode because, you know, it's called Slumber Party, and what could go wrong at a slumber party? I've been Judge B, and it's been epically real.